good experience for me. It's really pushed my boundaries. I really don't like talking to new people, like at all, even though it's really good for you because you meet really great people. And Terra Firma gave me the perfect opportunity to do that. I met some really great people and I made some really good friends, and it was a really helpful for me transitioning into something really new because I also have a hard time with change. So overall, the relationship aspect of Terra Firma has been really good for me, and I feel like I've learned a lot, and my worldview has been broadened. We've talked about a lot of issues globally, and just I feel like it's given me a bigger perspective on what's going on in our world.
Hey! Hey guys! So, I don't know if you remember, but like at the beginning of the year, I remember coming to Terra Firma, seeing Rex and Summer, and I was like, okay, how did we get stuck in the preppy group? But then we started making this dark chocolate poster and rolling these pieces of paper into like these Tootsie Rolls and like gluing them onto the poster. And then I remember like green paint got like walked all over the track, and Summer like scrubbing it off, and that was just super funny.
Okay, so Terra Firma this year, I remember the first day and thinking that this is going to be a rough year. The group was really awkward, and I remember doing the poster, and Summer wanted us to all kind of chip in and give some ideas for what it was going to look like, and Amy was the only one who actually had a suggestion, and she was the only one to really volunteer and do something. And from that day I was like, oh no, we're really screwed this year. But thankfully by the end of the week and throughout the year, things have gotten better, and we started talking more, and we became friends outside of Terra Firma, which was really nice. And I'm really thankful for those friendships, because you know that first week is really always uncomfortable when you're meeting new people, but I always had a group of people that I could go to and just be friends with, and I knew would have my back.
So, coming into Terra Firma, I had no idea what to expect. Walking up the stairs to meet our group for the first time, to me, felt really awkward. But as we got to know each other, the awkwardness wore off, and friendships started to form. At the beginning of the year, I kind of dreaded going to Terra Firma because I didn't really know you guys that well. But towards the end of the year, I was actually excited about it because I knew that I would have fun and possibly learn something new.
So my experience in Terra Firma has been a little bit different than most people's because I've been in 3 groups. But overall, what I've learned from Terra Firma is just the value of fellowship with other believers and really digging into ideas, discussing and like challenging your faith. And I think it's been really great actually to be in the different groups because I've learned about a lot of different people and kind of stretched my worldview and learned a lot more about how to form a worldview and everything like that, which I think is kind of the point of Terra Firma, which is really great. And also you make some great friends, which kind of helps you ease into the Cornerstone community, and that's definitely happened with me.
Yeah, my first impression, I was really nervous actually because I already like new people, but I knew that they weren't in my group, so I was like, shoot, I have to actually meet new people, and I've like always been afraid to do that. But so I walked up and I saw that Summer was one of my leaders, and I like kind of knew about her from my brother, and I was like, oh, I think she's really nice, like I've heard good things about her. So I wasn't too nervous, and then Rex seemed like he would be pretty nice too, but like at first I was like, are all these people gonna like judge me? So like when I'm really nervous, I'm either quiet or I'm super white girly, and I think I was really white girly, and I apologize for that. But yeah, that's my first impression.
I think probably my favorite experiences from Terra Firma was just getting to know all of you guys so well. I think you guys are really all awesome people, and I was really lucky to have like such a great group. Like honestly, we were really like chill and fun group, and I really enjoyed getting to know all of you guys for sure. And then also my first impression of Terra Firma was very interesting to say the least. I think my first impression, I was a little bit nervous and scared because it was my first day in college, I'll be honest. And all I remember basically is having to make that poster, and Josh and I basically just kept looking at each other like, you want to do anything? No, I don't want to do anything. You want to do anything? No, I'm good. And so it was pretty awkward to be honest, but...
Alright, go. Alright, so first day of Terra Firma, I was kind of apprehensive
I remember when they held up the signs and we all went up there just sort of looking around and just going like, oh man, this is gonna be super awkward. For one thing, Josh and Dylan looked totally traumatized. Can I just point out how hilarious that was? They kind of still are, but it's okay. Terra Firma's almost done. But, yeah, I really can honestly say that I learned a lot through Terra Firma.
Build your kingdom here, let the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand, heal our streets.
And we're talking about how Christ was one of the 4 pillars of Terra Firma. Over the Terra Firma school year, we were able to just really show Christ's love through our service project and through the students. We were able to give them our time and help them to see us and how we cared about them, which I think is really important in doing a service project. And later in life, like next year, we will want to value our time and want to volunteer to be Christ's hands and feet. Terra Firma, together we were able to really be the hands and feet of Christ, and that was something that I think was really powerful. I remember at the beginning of the year when we were packaging the food for Feed My Starving Children. That was so cool, but one person couldn't have done all that, but together we were able to be the hands and feet of Christ for Feed My Starving Children and make an impact in a different part of the world, which was, we were able to bless other people, which is so cool. And then as a smaller group at the service projects, we were just able to be the hands and feet of Christ and do what one person couldn't have done. So working together was super important and is a big part of Christ. I think this whole Terra Firma semester's year was really cool because we all got to show Christ-like love to a bunch of children, and we learned how through our majors we could live life like Christ did. And we, when we read all those books, I remember a lot of the points were to see how through our majors we could go into that workplace and show Christ there. Like even if you're a teacher and you're working at a school that isn't a Christian school, or if you're a social worker and at a social workplace that isn't Christian, that you can still show Christ-like love with your, not with your words, but with your actions. And I just thought that was really cool how we could do that through reading those books and through talking together as a group. So I think those group discussions really helped us all to learn more about being Christ-like. And like Amy said, together Terra Firma can become the hands and feet of Christ, like how through everyone's service projects in Grand Rapids, everyone could see the Christ-like love through us at Cornerstone, and I think it was just a really great thing for us to do. And I think in the beginning of the year, all of us were pretty weary about a service project. We're like, what's going on? Like, will this be okay? But I think once we actually got to the school, it was really cool to just be able to minister to those children and just to be able to help them read, and I think it was just a really awesome thing to do.
So the pillar we had was culture, and we definitely experienced culture throughout this year. Living in West Michigan, there are a lot of Dutch people, there are a lot of white people, and there are a lot of so-called Christians, since the fact that we live in the Bible Belt of Michigan. And it's a lot that way too at Cornerstone. But when we went to Cesar Chavez, it was very different. There were a lot of kids who had no idea who Jesus was. I remember reading with a kid, and we were talking about Egypt, and I had mentioned the story of Moses, and he had no idea who Moses was. And I explained it to him, and afterwards he just said to me, oh, I might read that book. I haven't really gotten to it yet. And it broke my heart to see these kids who have so much potential, and they do, but know that they aren't a follower of Christ, and it put everything into perspective for me that just because we claim to be a Christian community, it doesn't mean that we all are. And it just really shows that we have a lot to do as Christians to really reach out to the ones that we don't think that we need to, but in fact that they are the ones that need it the most. So it was a really great learning experience for me, and culture, and just
one of the things is about culture, and that's what our pillar was on. And you know, growing up in West Michigan, it's very Bible based, a lot of just really privileged people, and I think that's a lot here at Cornerstone too, is that we're really blessed to be here, and a lot of us, not all of us for sure, but a lot of us have had like similar upbringings, similar experiences, especially as kids. And volunteering at Cesar Chavez especially has really opened my eyes to the fact that not everyone had that blessing. And it gave me a new appreciation for my culture, but also for the culture that they came from and how that impacted them. And another way that Terra Firma influenced how I thought of culture was I thought of culture more globally than I did before. And a lot of the books we read and watching Hotel Rwanda really just opened my eyes to that. So yeah, Terra Firma has definitely been a good experience.
I'm here today to talk to you about what Terra Firma has taught me about one of the 4 core values that we've talked about throughout the year, and that specifically is community. So to start things out, I'd like to give one of the definitions from Google of community, which is a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. And I think based off that definition, the key word is definitely fellowship. I think throughout the year, based off of my experiences and knowledge gained through Terra Firma, I think that fellowship is definitely the key to a good community and good communal growth. And I was able to experience that in various ways throughout the year, whether that be Terra Firma or like Cesar Chavez and the relationships we built there, or even Rex asking me to join a group on campus called Enactus and the relationships that I built through that, just being in that group. Community to me is that feeling of fellowship or togetherness that you develop through relationships and bonds with other people.
One of the big themes that showed in Terra Firma was community. Now, because I had no idea what the definition was, I had to look it up. And it said something like, a group of people that live in the same place or have certain characteristics in common. I thought this fit our group really well. Not only because we all live on the same campus, but because we shared similar goals. And that was that we all wanted to make the place where we live better. So when we helped tutor the kids at school, I thought it showed a lot about our group. It showed that we care about the community and that we want to help others when we get the chance. Even though we weren't very enthusiastic to help the kids every single time, I saw that the kids really loved it. And because of their enthusiasm, it was hard to walk away with the same attitude that we walked in with. Overall, I really enjoyed Terra Firma, and I think I learned a lot of valuable stuff.
So we're talking about character for our C, and I think character is really important, obviously. I think it's a word that a lot of people don't think that much about or don't know how to define, so they don't really delve into it. But in reality, your character is who you are, like deep inside, and kind of the whole quote, like, character is who you are when no one's looking. So, like, what are you really thinking? What do your actions really show? What are your motivations? And I think this is really important, especially as followers of Christ, to read the Bible and model our lives after Christ's character, because we are called to be Jesus to the people we see. So I think that should be our main goal with character.
I really feel like, to me, our character should look distinctly different because we are Christians. And so I guess to me that looks like people should be able to look at our lives and see that we're striving to look like Christ and striving to match our character with Christ's character. So with that, I think Terra Firma, just the different projects that we've done and the different books we've read, I feel like has really helped show how we can further our lives towards Christ and that.
So we just want to say a couple thank yous for Rex and Summer. because you guys are amazing. Yes, we love you guys a lot. It took us a little while to figure that out, but we eventually did. Yeah, so I just want to thank you a lot though for being our leaders and for helping us through this semester. It's really awesome that you guys would take your time and help us out, and yeah.
We'd also just really like to thank Summer and Rex for all the hard work and time they put into this, and especially first week when everyone was so uncomfortable, they offered the table. Just we could always sit by them during dinner, and they were just always super understanding, so thank you guys.
Other end, we had really awesome leaders for sure. You guys are awesome, and so I really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for being my leaders and just for being awesome and for being an awesome group. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
And like I remember a couple of times when I was just really stressing out, and Summer, you just kind of talked with me and helped me to de-stress, and that was really good. And Rex, your like really positive attitude just kind of brightened up Mondays for me. So yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, thank you so much.
Love you!
Bye, love you!
I also want to thank you for taking time out of your busy school schedules to actually hang out with us and get to know us and be willing to pray for us and just be there for us anytime we needed it. And you always, on Mondays, you always brightened our days, and with your really, with Rex's humor and Summer being the mom of the group, reining us all in when we got a little crazy, which we needed. So we just want to thank you, and we are excited for what you guys have in store for you in the future. And that is it. We love you guys. Have a great summer.
This is not